It's 5 o'clock, and you're watching Chelsea and Tony live. Tony, how do you feel about it?
I feel like it's probably actually 5:05, but that's the way it usually goes for us.
I didn't want future people to know we're always late.
This episode is brought to you by Squarespace.
The all-in-one platform. Do you want to try it?
The all-in-one place to get great websites for super cheap. I don't know the whole spiel. Anyway, Chelsea knows it better than I do. They make great websites, and if you want to set up a photography portfolio, you can go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code portfolio. We'll be looking at some portfolios today.
Yes, we will.
If you want to submit them.
You can go to sdp.io/link and submit the link to your portfolio. We'll look it over, tell you what to change.
Just during the live show. Not
Yeah,
after
just
the live
during
show.
the
If you
live
miss
show.
it, you got to tune in.
You got
That's
to
the fun of it.
here. You have
Yeah.
to commit.
We like to make it extra awkward by making sure that you're watching us in real time as we tear your work apart.
This week's photo theme, because we're also reviewing photos, is love. We were going to do it around Valentine's Day, but then Dom came. He showed his booty. And now we're doing it today. So go to sdp.io/submit. Submit your pictures now if they have something to do with love. But not, come on, keep it safe for work. Actually, we have someone screening the photos now, so we got it covered. And next week, we're going to be reviewing your multiple exposure pictures. And you might be thinking, I don't have those. Chelsea, I just don't have those. And I thought of that already. I have an entire tutorial how to make multiple exposures. Just go to sdp.io/me. That's not me. That's multiple exposure.
This picture is a multiple exposure. You've done
That's
a lot of work
Siobhan,
with that. That
the
is Siobhan,
lovely
our
lady that's coloring your
screener
comments.
who's filling us in
Is she
on
here?
what you have to say. She's not on webcam, but
Siobhan, where are you?
she is watching and participating in the chat. And if you want to see your comments live on screen, hashtag TC Live. You probably already know what that means if you can do that. So,
They're so
if you're
cool.
on Twitter.
I still don't know what it means.
There's not a lot of news. I did want to say first that we just got in the Rokinon 24mm f1.4 lens. It's an all-manual lens, though you can control the aperture from Nikon cameras, but it's manual focus, and it's sort of the ultimate night photography lens, so it's great for stars. Canon and Nikon both have comparable lenses, but they cost like $1,200, $1,500. This thing goes for about $500. And actually produces better quality images of stars because it doesn't have the coma, the kind of distortion of stars that you get with the other lenses. So check it out. The only other piece of news I really had was that somebody compiled a graph of what cameras people were using.
I love it.
What cameras the World Press Photo winners were using.
Oh my gosh, the 5D Mark III is there. You're such a fanboy. What?
I'm not getting your screen. Might be the Autodesk thing.
You're not... Sorry, we're having a technical problem. What's up, Justin?
I'm just not getting your computer screen. I'm not able to display it.
Oh, this?
Yes.
Oh.
This
is important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll talk and then we'll take a minute and tackle that.
I'll talk about something else if you want while you guys do that.
Okay.
I think. Because there's some other news that I had, and I don't need a fancy schmancy screen. So Tony and I made...
There you go.
We're always plugging... Oh, should I keep going?
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess I didn't get too far into it. Go to the next slide. So Tony and I know, stop plugging your junk, blah, 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 but we made a DVD series, and it has 4 DVDs in it. It's available on our website. We stream it on our website. It's on Amazon and stuff, but YouTube just had this new thing where they're like, hey, you can have people rent or buy your videos. So if you've been seeing our videos like popping up, but it says it's not available in your country, it's these. And we're having we're going to let you rent it for like $2.99. It's an hour-and-a-half video about lighting and flash. It's only available in some countries, so I'm really sorry if you're not one of them. We're trying to add more. We're trying to figure it out.
It's not us. We want everybody to be able to rent it.
Well,
it's
yeah.
YouTube. They put certain restrictions in for whatever reasons. There's like tax and financial things they have to work out, so they have a hard job.
I don't know about that, but if you're interested, $2.99. I know YouTube, it's usually free, but this is a $24.99 DVD. And I know that whole DVD series are less than an hour and a half, and people are selling them for like $60 to $100. So it's a good deal. You should check it out, or you shouldn't, do whatever, but I like it.
Okay, I'll go back to this, the World Press Photo winners. And you're probably right that people think I'm posting this because we're Canon fanboys, which we're not. But
I am.
it does seem like Canon
Gonna change
just
again.
completely won this. And I'm also surprised to see that the 5D Mark II, a really old camera, still had a really good showing
There
there.
was one person with an iPhone.
Yeah. And then we see a couple of Micro Four Thirds cameras here, the Olympus cameras,
Guys, nice. Micro Four Thirds.
a Leica, and then like a couple of medium format cameras, Phase 1. With
Really
Mia
shocked that
Hasselblad.
there aren't more Nikons or Nikons or.
Yeah, Canon really dominates the like photojournalism area, and this
I
is
wonder
kind of what
why.
that is. I don't know if it's tradition.
I
I don't know.
it's
Maybe
'cause-
somebody in the comments will tell us why.
I think it's because they're
Canon-
fanboys. I learned from our
They
people. that
clearly
come
just
on-
haven't tried an A6000. All the photojournalists would use it if they tried it.
Oh, I did not expect that. I already talked about that.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look at a couple of pictures.
Ooh,
We have lots of time to look at pictures today.
yes, we do. Oh, so much time and so few pictures.
There's more coming in. Okay, so here we
You're-
have a beautiful picture, rule of thirds, gorgeous sky, silhouette. What do you think, Chelsea?
I really like it. I
Yeah.
think it's really well balanced. It's great for this theme. They really do seem in love. It's a really romantic moment.
What is this? That
Oh, I don't know what that is.
it's something that I'm going to remove. I don't because it's a distraction. It doesn't seem to add to the story. I don't know what is going
It's the
on,
pet robot.
and it's also pretty easy to remove. So I'm
I
just
like the
calling that
people
right
on
out.
the water. The colors are really nice. It's a good picture. I'm going to go ahead and give it a like and a pick.
Okay. I wonder if it's posed. Do you think the saturation is too much? You're happy with that? I guess it didn't bump me. I like it. Nicely done.
It reminds me of
Good
the
balance.
saturation of my heart. For you, Tony.
I don't know why I can't select the next picture.
Which one do you love?
Oh, well, that's why this guy is so happy and this guy is so sad.
He's like, why don't you love
It's for me and not for me. Those are therapy dogs. Okay.
Wait, how do you know?
That's what their tags say. These dogs actually have a job. That's better than a lot of people
We
I know.
always wish our dogs had a job. Though
Yeah.
I wish they'd just do the dishes, but therapy dog is cool too. Okay, so the thing about this picture is that there were a lot of distractions for me. Like over the sign, there's a bunch of stuff that I'm drawn to, and like in the right upper corner over here, there are some bright colors and some patterns that are really grabbing my attention. So
Yeah, that's a bit of a distraction. And
Yeah.
for me, the on-camera flash kind of ruins it.
yeah.
It's just too harsh, and it definitely takes away from any sort of mood
But I
that
do
might
think
be
that they
established.
got good expressions out of the dogs.
Yeah,
I
and
can
that's
see why
actually a
this
pretty hard
person
part.
loves them. They're very cute. I like the little sign. It shows that they love them. Yeah. I would just simplify the picture a little bit by decluttering the background.
You know, we have some just vinyl backgrounds that look like wood. That kind of background would really help out here, because you just all these distractions, like this up here in the corner, and this, that would just go away.
I've used a blanket before.
I don't see how that's romantic.
Well, it's not romantic, but it reminds me of like family love. Like they're on their family vacation. I mean, is it a stretch? Yeah.
They could be polyamorous. We don't know the stories here. We'll assume that this is romance.
No, those are children. You stop it right now. Look at those.
I don't know
little
how you could identify children feet. Those seem like,
Because that's the dad,
sizable
the
feet.
mom, and the children.
okay.
Now this is true love.
It is. I like this. This guy looks totally dejected. He's just a third wheel.
But why is he there? It's like, go home. You weren't invited to this party.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, this is a beautiful picture.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
That's Joe Baker.
I know Joe Baker.
Yeah, we
I
know
love
Joe.
the snow.
Snow, real or fake?
It's real. Look, it's all over everything.
Okay.
Oh, you mean in the front, in the foreground.
Oh.
Yeah, it's real.
All right, yeah, I think that's real. Yeah, that's remarkable. Snow can just be really hard to capture. Too much snow and everything just gets washed out, and it can also just like kind of completely disappear if your shutter speed. See what a shutter speed is. 1/160th. You have to have a fast enough shutter speed that it freezes it a little bit, or
Yeah.
it just disappears and washes the whole
Yeah.
picture out.
He did a good job. That
You
looks
also need
beautiful.
some sort of like front lighting on the snow, or I find it just disappears. But this is a challenging scenario. It turned out great. It's also hard just to get people out in the snow. Great composition. You found a spot ahead of time. Very peaceful, no distractions.
Yeah, I like
Great
the
shot,
path,
Joe.
the
Really
leading
nice.
lines. It's really nice. Oh, well, because the theme is love, I feel like she's like waiting for her date to arrive or something, or...
Yeah, I definitely read it in that context.
I also, it's kind of sad with the color, so I kind of see it as like he dumped her and left, and she's like, alone forever.
Yeah, I think they have put some toning on it, and the composition is very square. Don't you think she's like front and center, right in the middle? Do you think they should, maybe warm it up a little bit?
Yeah, I would like warm it up because otherwise it depresses me a little. And then, so you want the tone of your picture to match the mood. So if it's love, all right, press enter. Then we're focusing more on her face and her hand. We don't have all that empty space. It's still a little, the color's still a little strange.
Yeah, I do
I
feel
think I
like
just might go with black and white because I don't have your raw file, I guess, so it's not working out.
yeah, I totally agree. A little more processing could set a more romantic mood. You could even go back to color and just add the right toning to it.
Don't do a white vignette, though. I could see how you'd be tempted.
Yeah,
but
we don't like that.
well, this is cute.
Yeah, I feel like this actually tells a story about this couple. Like, they clearly are an outdoorsy couple.
Yeah.
And they like hiking, and he seems to like photography. I kind of want to know what that is. It's in Olympus. I think it's a great shot, not just as a photo, but because it tells a story about the couple, and it will mean something to them. And you got the moon in there.
And the moon. And it's a normal size.
Yeah, and technically everything looks just great. Nicely done.
Nice, Steven.
Great shot. I'm sure they love that. Probably not romantic,
Yeah.
but it is kind of a nice portrait. It looks like a candid portrait. I do feel like it's a little off balance because their faces are so close to the edge of the frame.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a little more of the window over there. The rule of space, chapter 2.
I liked it. Wait.
Okay, I almost missed it, but it's got the heart right there. And I don't know where this is.
Yeah.
So that architecture. Could that be the fake Eiffel Tower in Japan?
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't think they call it that.
Oh no, they don't have a fake Eiffel Tower. They have a fake Statue of Liberty there in Tokyo.
I'm not going to try to figure that out, but...
Do you know what that is, Justin?
I think that's in Tokyo. It's
Oh.
Yeah, they do have one. It's all red.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's-
Maybe they colored it up.
I don't
okay.
know. We always try to guess where things are, and you know what? We're always wrong.
There is a heart there,
There's a heart.
but I don't. This seems like a distraction. It could be
Right.
pretty easily cloned out.
Yeah. Sorry to... I do.
No, go
No.
for it. Compositionally, it's a little off level. It's kind of a hard subject because it's so tall, and that means that most of your frame is just going to be empty. So, what is the picture of? I would ask that. Do you want to show the context of the kind of like?
See, I think the thing
roof
that would
lines
bring
here?
this to the next level is if you then had a couple in the foreground or something, because right now it feels a bit disjointed. It's like you don't see the whole structure, so I
Yeah.
don't really know what's below that point. It seems a little bit cut off. You did a good job with a lot of things, but I think to pull the story together, you could add just one more element to it.
Yeah, and I would either include more of the foreground or none of the foreground. Like, let us know where you are if that's important to the story you want
Yeah,
to tell,
yeah,
or
yeah.
cut the roofs out completely. Oh, cute little doves. That's
This
a,
reminds me of that show, Touched by an Angel.
yeah, I do feel like we should be playing some soft music. That's a beautiful shot.
It looks very glowy.
I think
What? Tell me.
this is the kind of shot that would look best as a comp. I hate to say that you'd have to fake it, but you could take pictures of the individual birds or just a single bird,
Tony.
and then put two of them in the frame, and that way you would wouldn't get the head cut off.
I
you
like
see
the
here.
head cut off. It's very Ozzy Osbourne. Tony, will you do me a favor and crop so our audience can take a drink of water or whatever beverage they might be drinking?
Whatever beverage they haven't ruined for themselves. Okay.
Let's keep going.
But to me, this feels like, I hate to crop it, uncrap it, because this feels like a shot that could be used as a background in a leaflet or a pamphlet or a magazine. So you could put
like there would
an
be a
overlay
prayer.
here, like text here. Yeah, that's what I see. I see that this would be an insert in the Bibles. When
You know
go
what
to
I would
church.
put here? Quote, I hate to uncrap it. End quote, Tony Northrup.
Stop hiding my face.
Uh-oh, where's Siobhan?
Okay. This took me a second. There is a ring here. And so I get the impression that somebody proposed on Valentine's Day. Which, as we know, legally is a little bit dodgy. I learned this on Judge Judy. If you propose on a birthday or a Valentine's Day, then that ring becomes a gift and you can't get it back if you decide to call things off. Even if she cheats on you. I'm just saying, I learned a lot of stuff on Judge Judy. Be
You like
careful.
Judge Judy too?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm a fan of the legal system. I think understanding law is important for every citizen.
Oh my gosh, I love that Judge Judy. I wish we could get her on the show. She really tells it like it is.
Yeah, it would be painful.
Okay, is this actually on a rug? What's happening here?
It does look like a comp, and I don't know why, because it's pretty easy to get a box of chocolates and a rug.
Wait a minute. None of this is real, is it? This
It's
is
all
just
a
a bunch
ruse.
of lies. Is this even chocolate? Who are you? Why are you doing this to us?
So you can go to the fabric store and buy a piece of white fake fur for like $10. It doesn't have to be expensive. And we have something like that, and we just use it as a
I
set.
put babies on it.
And chocolates cost you $5.
Well, they had to have taken a picture of one of the elements in here. Like-
Yeah, maybe, but yeah. So there, as far as a comp goes, I'm saying it's better to do it not as a comp, and it would have been easy to do
I
it not
wouldn't
as a
comp
comp.
this because why comp it if you could just pay a few dollars to not comp it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it saves you time
Yeah.
to not comp it, but the depth of field is kind of giving you away too, because as you look at the box of chocolates here, the bottom here is super out of focus, but
Yeah.
then the
The rug
carpet
is in
way
fo-
back here.
You know what else? I would just get rid of this because I don't know that type of candy.
Yeah,
It seems silly, but don't advertise the candy. I think it's more about the ring.
yeah, and I feel like the scale on the ring is a little weird too. The ring's not casting a shadow, and it seems unusually large, although I don't. And you're right. We could just easily clone that out,
Okay,
especially
so-
it's almost a stock photo, except for the logo
Viewer,
there.
we pretty much ripped you a new one, and I'm really sorry. I will say you did some things right. You had a story. You committed to it. You did a pretty good job with the comp, and I like that you pulled together all of the storytelling pieces. It's not horrible, but it just sent off some real red flags for us. I'm going to say, next time, just don't do a comp.
Yeah,
Unless it's really necessary. Like if there's a unicorn next time, go for it.
I do think it's a good shot. I know we kind of tore it apart, but that's because we just started noticing all these little flaws. But I like what you did here, and in fact, it's probably the most ambitious picture we've seen so
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
You definitely had a plan.
Yeah, I don't want to discourage you. I think that you aimed high, and that's a good thing. Ooh, this is like dead love.
Yeah.
There's something very Tim Burton about this.
Yeah, there is something in the mood here, in the way that they process it. And that definitely makes it more interesting than just a picture of a flower. I don't know what else to say about it. Again, maybe it has a quote on it or something. It seems like it should be tied into something or shown in a display with multiple different pictures,
Yeah.
or I don't know what the story for it is.
Well, they got, I mean,
But as
it's
far as
nice
the
and
processing
sharp.
goes, it looks good.
Nice and sharp. I like the unusual crop. And that tells a sad story to me. These two love each other.
Yeah, they're cute. I wonder if this is a posed picture or it almost looks candid. She seems a bit
What if she
annoyed
doesn't-
by the whole
what if she doesn't
situation.
even
Maybe
know
she
that
doesn't.
guy?
Yeah, I was gonna say like she's being forced to do this. I don't know. But there are a lot of things I like about it. There's no distractions. They're wearing white tops, which as a photographer, is just what you always want to see. The hair is not disappearing into the black background. They kind of raise the shadows on that, it looks like. So I think it's good for what it is. I don't know if it's posed or not. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of portfolios. I'll give you guys a chance to upload some more stuff, and we'll import them in just a second. I had a few things chambered here. Here's a portfolio from Robert Lewis. And this is a Squarespace portfolio. You can kind of tell because of the way it just kind of fills the frame.
Oh my
Looks just great.
gosh.
Fills the whole screen.
That's a beautiful
He is super
picture.
cute. I feel like this picture is actually a little underexposed. I think the picture's great, but maybe a little underexposed.
So good. I love it. And Robert, we have the same template.
Ah.
You know what though? One thing I didn't like about the template, and if you go back, you could see what I mean. Like, it feels so unbalanced if you don't have 6 or 9 categories, because then you just have the one straggler, and that really bothered me.
Yeah, they should center that last piece.
Right?
So I guess you got to add everything in 3s. Start taking pictures based on your template.
Oh, so real estate, you were probably here for last week's show.
Yeah. I feel like Dom, well, I was going to say maybe this is HDR-ish, but maybe it's not because the reflection here looks really good too.
Yeah.
So HDR would have pulled that out as well. Actually, you can see through the window in 3 different places somehow.
Wow, you're getting a lot of window for one shot.
This one looks a little more natural. I do feel like it's been amped up a little bit, but it still looks more natural. Anyway, I actually like this when you have a house that has a good outside. I like to be able to show that through the windows. So these pictures actually all look really good to me.
Yeah, those are nice. I like this layout too, it's simple. The one thing I don't like about this layout is that you can't click the picture and expand it.
Yeah.
And I always feel
Different
like,
templates do different things.
Yeah.
Some people don't want their pictures to be viewed big. You kind of want to control the size. But yeah, I do like to be able to see it full screen.
let's go to portraits.
Okay.
Nice. I like that. Oh, that's so
I think that's the
sweet.
best picture here so
I
far.
would lead with that. That's
Yeah,
so
I think you should definitely
adorable.
lead with that. That's a good picture, but it feels a little candid. You know, she's just very square. I think her expression feels a little bit forced.
Mm-hmm.
Her head is just very straight. This picture to me is a good picture. It needs a little bit of processing
You know
and a little
what?
bit of posing work.
I actually like her posing. I think it's strong, and she reminds me of Merida from that Disney movie, Brave. Like, she just has like a very strong, confident pose about her. I actually like it.
Well, I'm not disliking it. I like the lighting.
You're
I
not
just wish her head
disliking
were
it.
tilted a little bit towards the camera.
I'm disagreeing, but respectfully, and there can be two opinions out there in the world.
This picture I really like. Has a great mood to it. This picture, I think, like I said, just the best.
Yeah.
Really pops. Looks just great.
Like, if he put a fake lens flare / sunspot on that, it would go all the way to the top page. Of
We saw that
500
levitation
bits.
picture a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we did.
No with the fake lens flare. I love that picture. That's great. Has
Yeah,
a great
I really
mood
like
to
that.
it.
I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying sometimes you pander to the masses.
Yeah, this actually
You ever
comes
notice,
up.
like, there'll be like a really good landscape picture and people won't care, but then you put like some cheesy filter on it and everyone's like, yes. And like,
Oh.
I appreciate this.
I saw this picture the other day.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I know a bunch of people in the comments are freaking out right now because we put up spiders and people are just sissies, and for some reason they're not afraid to admit that they're afraid of spiders. But if you are afraid of spiders, you should be afraid to admit that
Why?
because it's really sissy.
It's like one of the most common phobias.
Yeah, but these guys can't hurt you, and just why are people not afraid of acting like sissies anymore?
You are so
They're always like,
determined.
oh, there's a spider in your book. Oh, I jumped when I saw it. I'm like, no, be afraid. It's a
You know
picture of
what?
a spider. How
You know what?
fancy can you get?
I'm going to be your wife and I'm going to put you out on live YouTube television. When I put the mannequin in your bathroom,
Mannequins are terrifying.
you jumped. You jumped.
We have a mannequin that we use for posing, and we've been pranking each other by hiding it throughout the house.
Yeah.
So you
and
put it in a place where you don't expect, and at a glance, it passes as a person
Yes.
who's suddenly in a place you don't expect
But
a
a
person.
spider can
That is
get
scary.
you. No, a spider can get you, but a mannequin in your bathroom.
I'm not afraid of a mannequin. I'm afraid of a sudden person.
I beg to
There.
differ. You seemed afraid of that mannequin.
Only until I knew. I was not afraid once I knew it was a mannequin.
So you say. So you say. Sissy on, my friend. Sissy on.
Still not afraid of pictures of spiders. Okay, I think your portfolio is coming
That is
together.
nice.
This is the about page, so that's him.
What's him?
Yeah, he's got his phone number, his contact information, no pricing page. You just say work and you're selling real estate and portraiture, and I think you're at the point where you could definitely lure customers in and sell your work. So I would definitely set up a pricing page at this point. I don't feel like you have too many pictures, though. Now you're at a crossroads, because if you are being a professional, you want to put up a pricing page, and you probably want to take down pictures of spiders and things that are not professional work. So you could have a separate professional and personal
I actually
portfolio.
have a pet spider,
No, you don't.
and I've been dying for spider senior portraits. He's graduating, top of his class.
We're really proud.
We're really proud.
It's from a previous marriage. Okay, nice work, Robert. Let's see what he had to say.
What do you have to say?
Pictures by list. It was very easy to use. Everybody that has seen it has been impressed. It took me like 2 to 3 hours to make. 2 to 3 hours for a Squarespace portfolio. Actually, a long time.
Well, he had a lot of pictures.
Yeah, he did have a lot of pictures. And you can kind of get into the fine tuning of it, because you can adjust all the colors and the fonts and the placement of things. It doesn't have to take that long, but it looks great. Thanks so much for sending in. I will just check and see if we have any more pictures to import.
I have
I'm sure we
some
do.
comments.
Okay, you do that.
So, Shawl says, if this show ever starts on time, I'll switch to mirrorless. Hashtag TC Live. You smartass. It probably won't. That's why we used to have the long intro, because we were like, this buys us time. And then they couldn't see behind the scenes, but we were like, oh my God, grab my beer.
Grab my beer. That was always the top.
It was just the beer.
But there's nothing wrong with switching to mirrorless. That might be right for you. That could be the best thing you've ever done.
He doesn't know. He's just... he also says, drinking game rule. We drink whenever Tony makes a swiping motion with his thumb. I didn't know that was a thing. Have you been doing that?
I had no idea. I know we all have these tics, and sometimes you
Tony's
discover,
a very
like, other people.
gestury... He's an honorary Italian, and he... a little bit of this. I've always liked that about you.
Swipey thumb? You love... Yeah, the ladies love the swipey thumb.
Well, it gives me... It's like extra entertainment while you're talking.
Okay. What else you got?
James Anderson wants to know what kind of camera that is on our desk.
D810.
It's
Nikon
a
D810.
D810. It's a D810.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. Did I sound like a politician?
Yeah, that's the camera that I say is my favorite camera in the world. If I could only have one camera, it would be that. It's not a perfect camera. There are lots of things I love about different cameras, but for an all-in-one camera, that's it.
Tron says, Chelsea on the shelf freaks me out. Her stare follows me. That's probably the least of
the
your
Lightroom book, I
problems.
guess?
My actual stare will follow you.
Yeah.
And then Edward Ingram says, thoughts on Gimp photo editor? I've never used it, have you?
No, I've never had a reason to. Gimp is an open-sourced photo editor that would compete with like Photoshop. So it has layering and some cloning capabilities, that kind of thing. And people do use it.
People do use it.
I've just always had Photoshop. But I have been
So
thinking
spoiled.
about, I know a lot of people are looking at different free alternatives, so I was thinking about going through all the different free options, dark table.
Oh, that sounds like work.
Yeah.
That sounds like free work. Why are you always doing this to us?
I don't know. I am curious though. But no, I haven't used
Let's
Gimp.
try it.
Other
We'll try
people do.
Gimp. You know what? Chandler, one of the guys in our private reader group, he's always talking about a free one. Like, he really loves it. So I'm thinking maybe we should give that one a try. Something to consider. So this is terrifying.
Well, it's not supposed to be terrifying. It's supposed to be romantic.
Oh.
But I will say that there is a certain mood established by their masks and
Black and white.
his
and
expression.
His menacing posture.
yeah, he has kind of a menacing posture and a solid expression. She's just kind of doing the smile for the camera
like,
thing.
Oh,
So,
about to die.
yeah, the emotions don't necessarily support each other, and it's not the
Well, they
model's
both
fault.
look
That's-
sweet. He just has a scary mask on.
Yeah, but he looks solemn and peaceful, and she's like, smile, cheese.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing you kind of work through and you talk to them about. Also, his hands seem really, they kind of dominate the frame. And I don't think that's what you were going for. I think you were kind of like a sweet embrace.
Well, that's really difficult because I know that that's kind of a natural pose when you hug someone, your hands are in front of them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't convey well with photographs.
Yeah.
And in fact, we've done that before in pictures. It's hard to have hands that prominent in the frame. Uh-oh. He's doing it. He's doing it. This is sweet. I would just bring up the exposure a little bit.
Yeah, right away I thought it was underexposed. I'd like to see those whites right against the right side. There's no reason not to. Maybe they were trying to support a mood with having it being at dark, but
Nice. This couple's fit. Look at her back and his arms. They work out. They probably eat grilled chicken.
doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
It doesn't.
But you get to take cool pictures, so that's nice. Anyway, besides the exposure, I think everything's great. The setting is really nice. The background is nicely blurred without blowing it out completely. It still provides some context, rule of thirds, composition on the background. Great lighting, great pose, expressions. Nicely done.
Automatonophobia is the fear of mannequins. So I guess we all learned something about Tony today.
I don't have automatonophobia. I'm afraid of people in my bathroom when I'm not expecting a person in my bathroom. That is startling.
So sudden automatonophobia.
Yeah. Spontaneous automatonophobia.
I'm just going into comments again.
Okay, go for
Because
it.
it's just like they're here. Linda Lawson said she'd love a Squarespace tutorial. Consider it. Don't we have one?
Yeah, if you go to scp.io/portfolio, I think there's a whole video on it. If you search our channel
Yeah.
for portfolio, we have one.
I feel like that happened.
Though it might need an update.
Because they're
They did.
Squarespace 7 now.
Yeah, they did update their software.
You know, it didn't change that much, but
But do you need a tutorial for Squarespace? It's pretty easy.
You know what,
You can just jump in. It's
no,
free.
one thing I will say, when you very first start Squarespace, it's like, it just takes, there's like an initial thing where you have to understand how to drag and drop the pictures or whatever. So it could help you get started. Once you get started, it seems really intuitive, but I have heard a few people be like, what, where do you drag this or that? And I could do it for you, Linda. Okay, and James Anderson said, so you have made the switch to Nikon. Well, not entirely. Like, we still just use every kind of camera, to be honest. We have so many different types.
Yeah, we're in a lucky position. I realize most people pick one camera and then they have to do everything with that camera. But we have multiple cameras. So we grab whichever camera is best for that particular job. So when I go to take pictures of my daughter's soccer game, I'll take the 7D Mark II, the Canon 7D Mark II, and the 70-200 f2.8. Because I have tried every single camera combination at our soccer games, and that is the best. It's got 10 frames a second. It's amazing. If we go out to dinner or we're going to go for a walk through a town, I'll grab lately it's been the A7 II. A little mirrorless camera. It's lighter weight. It's nice and portable.
I'm just thinking that sounds spoiled, except if our viewers knew me, I actually don't like having all the extra gear around, because I just get into this creative flow where I like to just zone out and let my fingers do the work, and switching to different cameras all the time can be maddening.
Yeah.
It can be really maddening.
I am loving the A7 II with the
You're loving it?
Nikon 50mm f/0.95. It's a lens we've been scheduling a review for forever. That's that manual focus lens with the like ridiculous background blur.
Yeah. Okay.
So I put the camera into black and white mode. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
So you look through the viewfinder, you see black and white. It's one of the advantages of mirrorless is you just shoot black and white.
Yeah,
You see black and white
that
through
is
the
pretty
viewfinder.
cool.
It's so cool. And then it's all manual focus. But both the aperture and the focus are completely manual on the lens. So they're both controlled by these like clickless dials. So I tend to move the focus ring until it's in focus, and then the aperture ring until I get the depth of field I need. It's just kind of a completely different, very mechanical process.
You do like when
that I
things
really
are
like.
mechanical.
Yeah, I really do. So that's a setup I really like. I would never take it on a job.
No.
That gets most of our actual professional work, but okay. You got more
Okay.
comments?
MJ says, Tony, move to Australia and then tell me being afraid of spiders is for sissies.
Yeah, nobody in Australia is a sissy, first of all, because I've seen just your wildlife.
I'm afraid to go there. They always have I always see pictures of like snakes in the toilet, and their spiders are the size of a dinner plate, and that makes me
Yeah,
scared.
you'll have like a kangaroo kick your ass, and then a spider will eat both of you. And then a snake comes along and just slowly
That should
strangles the
be-
spider to death just for fun.
That should be like their travel thing.
Like the Mexican flag has an eagle carrying a snake away.
Australia,
It should
have a
just be-
kangaroo kick your ass, and then a spider eats both of you. I would actually go there if that was their little their little slogan.
Yeah, step it up, Australia. Embrace it. It's a scary place.
That is scary.
We have scary stuff here, like we have cottontail rabbits in the
Have,
backyard.
but you know what we have? We have like really like hostile, entitled old white men. And
That's true.
we live near these bougie towns, and we were out once, and this guy was like, "I'd rather adopt a rescue dog than go to New London," which is like a poor city. We're like, wow, that's scarier than a kangaroo kicking your ass and then a spider eating. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
Carousel picture.
Yes, and I like, this is a long exposure, and they used a flash to kind of freeze the motion of the subjects in
Yeah,
the
that's
foreground. A quarter second with people is difficult with or without a flash because people move. So they held very still, and I like the work they put into this. They clearly, they probably used a tripod. They might have gotten away with image stabilization. Either way, nicely done, but the one thing that bugs me is the on-camera flash. It gave her a little bit of red eye. That's something that's pretty easily fixed, so a little bit of processing, a little noise reduction. Why is it so noisy at ISO 200? But there is like this is something I never use. Where's the red eye feature? Oh, there it is. I never use on-camera flash. So
I don't think it's gonna work.
Certainly not. Okay. There we go. There you go. That is the red eye feature in Lightroom.
Wow, you just blew my mind.
So that's an easy fix. I didn't do a great job on her other eye. Plus a little noise reduction, but I think it's a very cool concept, and I assume that the carousel means something to them. Sometimes there's meaning in photos that the outside viewer isn't necessarily aware of.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Okay, I thought this was the same camera.
Tony, press
Oh.
Alt. I'm just gonna bring up the whites a little bit.
No, there you go. So I'm holding down the Alt key because that shows you just what's clipping as she's
I
adjusting
just
the
want
whites
to
up.
touch a white. Now we'll do it for blacks. Press Alt. You know what? We're great at teamwork. Oh. You want a tiny bit of black, a tiny bit of white.
Yeah, and especially with a silhouette, sometimes you even want plenty of blacks. This might have been a grab shot, but I feel like they could have planned it out at least. They could have found a good spot and waited for a couple to walk across. It's a little bit unbalanced in that everything is kind of over towards the left. Do you feel like
Yeah, I see what you mean.
we could crop it a little or a lot? Oh, I hate it when this thing gets unlocked.
People are going to be so happy that you're cropping. We should do an episode on like to crop or not to crop, because I know some people are against cropping. And
That seems absurd.
well, it is absurd. I mean, if you even have to make an 8x10 print, you have to crop. Maybe they're also against making prints.
Yeah, or doing any professional work. I mean, if you are shooting for a magazine, you have to provide the editor multiple different formats because
Yeah.
you don't know how the editor is going to lay
The
it out.
editor will
Even
be
the
like-
editor doesn't know. It's when they lay things out. They might need a bunch of white space on top of the picture in order to lay over the title or the text. So
So the
have
editor
to
will
plan
give
for
you
the
your
cropping.
crop, and you'll be like, I don't crop. I like to make arbitrary rules that constrict me for no reason. So find another photographer.
Yeah, it's a fine rule if you just are looking to make photography harder and you're only working for yourself if you're just doing it as an amateur for fun. But as a
I
pro,
think it's
you
good to
have
try to get it
plan for
right in
that.
camera. You want to try to get it right in camera.
Oh, definitely. But at the same time, I will take tighter shots to get all the pixels I can, but then I'll always back off and give myself the option to crop. You definitely regret it when you don't give yourself that option
I
to do it
think
in
some
post.
purists feel like if you crop, then you're relying on post-processing. But that's just insane to me. I mean, for me, the whole act of taking a picture is cropping. It's cropping everything around you. Like, you'll move so that the sun's in a different position. You'll, like, take something out of the frame. You'll squat down so that your subject's head breaks over the horizon. Like, just taking a picture is the act of cropping life in time and in scale. It just seems insane to me.
Yeah.
But to each his own.
Whatever they enjoy.
I'd make this black and white so that this truck isn't so prominent. Or maybe crop it.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both. I feel like this is one of those shots where there is a professional wedding photographer off to the person's left.
Yeah.
You know, when we shoot a wedding, there's always everybody with their cameras and you're trying to get pose pictures and they're taking pictures over your shoulders. I feel like it's one of those things. I feel like they're posing for somebody on the left who's managed to make a good background and has balanced this composition.
What? You don't think this is the real photographer, Tony? That's super insulting.
Because I think the angle is wrong. I feel like this is all carefully organized around somebody who's 4 steps over to the left.
I want the photographer to angrily comment on that. Comment.
Okay, well, I can take this differently, and I can say you need to manage the background probably by moving over to the left, probably by zooming in a lot.
Yeah.
I also say the settings, the shutter speed's too fast. You're at 1/800th and ISO 3200. But you could be shooting this at 1/30th of a second in ISO 100 or whatever would work
Yeah,
out.
they're at 51 millimeters, so you could have been at like 1/50th of a second if you had like stability control. The reciprocal roll. I love this.
Yeah, this is a fantastic photo. I just love it. Lots of pop.
Lots
Clearly
of
movies.
popcorn.
Oh, I did not mean a pun. I would never do that. I would never do that to the viewing audience. No
I would.
puns. I have some very strict rules. Cropping I'm okay with. Puns, no.
He makes puns all the time. Don't listen.
I love the shot. I feel like it tells me a lot about these people.
The
They're clearly
processing
movie
matches
fans.
the
This
mood.
is probably part of their
Yeah.
relationship. Yeah. I think he's got his like cell phone in his pocket. I'm trying to find some little detail I can help out on, but I love the lighting and the processing and the popcorn.
I love everything. Her
And
dress.
actually, I think the popcorn's not a comp because it's casting shadows.
Yeah, I don't think
I feel like
it's
it's
a
just
comp.
taken with flash.
That is real popcorn. I love it.
Yeah. I can't
Give it
zoom in
a
any further.
like and a pick.
Yeah,
and
this might be my favorite picture so far. I love that.
I really love it.
5 stars, pick.
I want you to take my picture throwing popcorn.
I have to crop it. It's so unbalanced. They're way over to the left.
This is a cute couple. He has very nice teeth. She has very nice teeth. I bet they're dentists.
Yeah, they are an attractive couple. I feel like there's maybe too much red in his face. Are you thinking that too?
I don't know.
I don't know if
I
it's
didn't feel
picked up
that.
from his shirt or something. I just kind of want to. I don't want to drop the sharpness, but just let me just drop the saturation a little bit. Did that do anything? Yeah, it did. Okay. That looks good. Just a little bit of a crop. It seemed unbalanced at first. Let's take another look at a Squarespace portfolio. Squarespace is our sponsor. They make a website that makes it very easy to make websites.
They make a website for making websites.
Yeah.
Which applies to you because you might need a website. Really simplifying that.
So they don't just do photography portfolios. It can be just about anything. If you have a doctor's office, you could set up your website there. You could set up an e-commerce store. But far and away, they have the
Far
best
and
system
away.
for creating websites, making it very easy,
like it.
reliable, portable, something you can access from mobile phones without having to worry about how it looks on mobile phones. You basically pick a template, which will make your site unique, throw your pictures in, customize it, and then choose the features that you want. And you can try it out for free for 14 days. Go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code portfolio just to let them know that it comes from us. We do not get paid if you sign up,
This
but
is the
they
guy.
pay us for the shows.
Yeah, we don't. But we should. Now that I think about it, that seems like a good deal. So this is, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, Shawl. He's the one that said he'd switch to mirrorless if we were ever on time.
No.
So let's check out
But
his
I don't
website.
care if he switches to mirrorless.
I
do
love
do
this
my best
picture.
to be on time, though. I did. Yeah, I'm sorry I actually closed that. Oh, there we go. I love it. I love it even more maybe with just the 2 wires and without the 3rd wire there. But the simplicity of it, the fact that it's off balance,
I
the
really
contrast in colors. I love that picture. It was a great welcome to the website.
It was a great.
Yeah, and in fact, it seems like you have this kind of candid street photography theme, a little bit abstract. I'm seeing a strong theme here. This is so far a really strong portfolio. this picture would be interesting, but with those lines throwing off the symmetry of it. So we have a combination of like extreme symmetry and balance. He very carefully lined himself up, perfectly symmetrical with this building. It requires a little bit of like scuffling left and right, shuffling left and right.
Yeah, but he did a good job with the colors too. I love the white on blue, the contrast.
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying I know this picture took a little bit of work, but it's an artistic
He
picture.
reminds me a little bit of my friend Jan Eric, and I think that they should be friends by proxy. Just putting that out there.
Okay, a little internet matchmaking.
Just you guys might want to be friends.
I do not know what she's taking a picture of.
A flag and a candle.
Yeah, I see that. I'm just saying I think I would understand the picture better if I had, if I was more cultured.
I was gonna say, I thought that too.
The live show. I thought that was going to be about us.
People just don't want to take pictures of us, I guess. These are nice. Great expressions.
I love that picture.
I love it too. I love it.
That was actually the perfect picture to end on.
Yeah, it was
Let's
just
see what
like,
Mocha is.
It's Sandy!
Yeah, this looks just like my dog Sandy.
Oh, it's a little Sandy.
She's better groomed than Sandy.
Oh my gosh,
Aw.
she's so much like Sandy.
Sweet eyes, yeah. Oh, okay, so he's got a blog here, and
I like the people that do blogs. That's tricky.
yeah, we can't keep up with the blog.
No, blogs are too hard.
A couple of months out of date, but not too bad. Oh,
That's cool. That should be in your portfolio.
yeah, that is a really cool picture.
Who is this person?
Let's find out.
Here, I still can't see your face.
Yeah, but that's not bad. He does have a picture of himself there. I kind of want to see what his t-shirts are like. Oh, okay. Just, I wonder, are his t-shirts popular? Do you think if you go to Tel Aviv, you see a lot of people wearing the Shawl bold
Definitely.
t-shirts? Yeah, they're probably a big hit. Okay. It's got a contact page too. You might want to throw your email in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's a great portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know that I have particular suggestions for him. I mean, definitely the Tel Aviv section is my favorite
Yeah.
because this was one specific concert and this was pictures of his dog. But that I think that's okay because this is where it opened by default, and that's where most people are going to go anyway. And I thought this was a really strong body of work. I don't even think I saw all these pictures. I don't know how I missed them.
How did you do that? I like that one. Whoa.
I love that picture. That is some serious dog walking.
I was just thinking that. Like, you are really putting your life in those dogs' hands. What if a hot dog truck goes by? You're dead. That's what. Whoa. I love that last picture.
Yeah, there's a lot of good work here.
How do we... You ruined
Why can't I
it.
go back? Okay.
Great colors.
Yeah, and great balance to it as well. Really great shot, yeah.
You know what's funny? With this guy's style, he
this
actually could go mirrorless. So, joke's on you.
Yeah, actually, all of this work is pretty perfect for mirrorless. In fact, he shot a concert too. The last concert I shot, I did most of it with an A7, and works out pretty well, especially in low light. They can actually focus a little bit better than the DSLR sometimes, and they brighten things up, so you almost have night vision.
Yeah.
And actually can make it a little bit easier to
You
shoot with a
actually
mirrorless
do
camera.
have night vision.
I feel like you could pare this down a little bit, maybe a few too many pictures in here. Most of these are real solid, but there's a couple of these building detail pictures, and you might just pick like one of these 4 pictures.
I like them all. I think they could be their own series.
Okay, maybe make them their own series. Let's see what he had to
What do you have to say?
say about it. Okay, maybe I don't have them.
Oh boy.
Oh. Okay. He's an amateur photographer. That's the whole base of his site. I have started with a trial account and very quickly upgraded to the full account. Being able to maintain the site by myself without any programming whatsoever makes my life easy. Yeah, we
No.
totally agree. You
That's
don't have to
why
be a computer
we tell
expert
people
to work
just,
it out.
Yeah, you just try the free trial. It's 14 days, no credit card needed, and you're going to like it. Totally will like it. What? You look at your clock?
I was just checking the time, see. we got to kick it in gear, get through some of these pictures.
Okay, let's go. That's a cute one.
Cute, candid picture. A lot of distractions in here. A little crop might work.
I feel like the car is gonna run her over. That's
You feel scared for them? Another silhouette shot.
That's beautiful.
Just a fantastic
Love the
shot.
colors.
Whether candid or posed, I think it works really great. The background, just absolutely stellar. Got like snow
Stellar.
and fog. Yeah, beautiful colors. Great shot.
That's really sweet. I'd put it in black and white because the light is kind of funky.
Yeah, the light is a little bit crazy here, and now you often notice that things are underexposed in black and white, I feel like.
Yeah.
There you go.
I love his expression.
Yeah, great shot, cute expressions. Oh.
So, bow, chicka, wow, wow. Oh, that was sweet. What?
My first thought was crop it down, because I almost never like to show somebody's full body in a portrait because posing bodies is such a challenge. But at the same time, I love the water and the ripples under their feet.
This is really like dramatic. I bet they just had a pina colada. What?
I just feel like there's something you can do, and maybe it comes down to just changing their clothes. Like maybe if they had like
Is it because they're dead
khakis
center?
and white shirts.
That's also difficult, the fact that they're so centered. Like the crop is a little...
Yeah.
Because I could see that they would want that dramatic sky still, but...
Yeah, and I do love the ripples in the water. I will also say it's really hard to get a comfortable picture of people kissing. Doesn't it always seem like a little bit awkward? Like
Kiss-
Al Gore kissing his wife, kind of awkward.
Oh, why
Does
would
that ring
you
a
put
bell?
that? Why would you put that in?
There was a very famous video of him, and it
I
always...
just think kissing is one of those things that it just seems better for the people that are doing it than everyone else.
Something weird happened with the sky here. I don't know if they tried to replace it. It'd be okay if it were just completely blown out. but it
Tony,
a
this
little
looks
weird.
like us.
That could be, though. I feel like the guy's got a few more brown hairs than I do.
Oh, this is nice. Is this a little underexposed here? Maybe bring up the shadows a bit.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice shot.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, great. I have no feedback for
like,
you.
of course.
You nailed it. I'll go back in and just see if there are any more pictures for us to import. You got any
This was
comments,
a
Chels?
very romantic show. I probably do. So, MJ wants to know, is there an unlimited aperture, like an F number beyond which it is possible to go for mechanical or optical reasons?
There is. It's not F1 like a lot of people think. You can very easily go below F1. Well, I guess in theory, of course, the limit would be 0 or some infinitesimal number above 0. But in practice, you would need bigger and bigger glass. So at some point, it would kind of become impossible. And I think the number is somewhere around 0.1.
Wait, but do they mean, because they just say ultimate aperture, do they mean like on that side of the aperture or like F1 billion where you can just get everything in focus?
Oh, well, that's actually, I think, a different question, but it's a good question too, because at smaller and smaller openings, you begin to suffer from what's called diffraction,
Yeah.
which is kind of, the small opening actually begins to kind of interact with the photons themselves.
No. How?
And basically it changes their, I don't know how it works, I guess. I don't even want to take it's bad. But I don't know
Okay.
on a quantum level exactly what's happening, but smaller openings are definitely bad. But if you do pinhole photography, which we do sometimes, you kind of deal with that super tiny aperture and it does get lots of things in focus, but you know you never get actual sharp results.
Okay. And Ethan said Tony's hair dressed up as his sweater.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't follow, but
Your hair and sweater are the same color.
okay. I guess it was, yeah.
People are really into what you wear. That's why
I
I
know.
want to
I feel like
start.
this is almost like a fashion show.
I want to start a Tony Northrup style blog and like give people links to where they could buy stuff to dress just like Tony Northrup.
I can't believe like JCPenney or American Apparel or Forever 21 hasn't contacted me yet.
Yeah, Tony, would you like the Tony Northrup line? Like,
Yeah,
just be a
this is free advertising.
bunch of little
So many people
boys.
are always talking about my clothes for some reason.
Because you look good, honey. You look real good.
So this is another silhouette shot, and I think part of it, the reason we see so many silhouettes is silhouettes are kind of
They're
romantic
romantic.
by nature.
That's so romantic.
I can see a little bit of processing here, like there's a little bit of fringing around these people. That's the kind of thing you'd want to just carefully, manually blend in.
But I love the composition. Your eye is drawn to the people, but then the sun is here, and these rays are reflecting off of the water, and they're bringing your eye to the boat.
Yeah,
it's
it must have
so
just
pretty.
been a beautiful scene, and you captured it really well. Nicely done. So strong use of the rule of thirds here.
I want an orange.
See, I couldn't even see the oranges because right away I just saw trash.
I want trash.
Nobody wants trash, so it's really easy to clone out. Though you got to get rid of that. And
Speak for yourself. Whoa, that worked. Oh my gosh, you're like a waste management over here.
Okay, so clean up little distractions that don't support the mood. I feel like a little bit of toning here. You know, a little vignetting.
Well,
a
why
little,
is there all that tree over here? Is that a part of it? I don't know.
Maybe that was part of the story they were trying to tell, that they're near oranges. Maybe that was important.
I would love to be near oranges right now.
Yeah, it's real cold here, and oranges
This makes
would die.
sense. Just do it and trust me. Now it's like the children are falling into the oranges.
Yeah, I hate that. I don't know why you would do that.
Loving those
this
shoes, girl.
might actually be a case where a crop and a Dutch tilt would help out a little bit, don't you think?
No.
No, you want to show her foot kicked out, kind of?
Oh my gosh, you were right. But I think you Dutch tilted it. It was at a Dutch tilt.
You think?
You think?
Okay, let's try this. Better there?
I like everything. I like the other one as well.
So this is one of those times when you shoot wide and you'd probably shoot tight too. I do think it's beautiful. The lighting is perfect. The processing is really nice.
They're really cute. They dressed really well.
Yeah.
They probably shop with the Tony Northrup line.
Cute shot.
Cute. What? Give it to me straight.
Too far apart.
Them?
Don't you think?
No, I see. I like
You
that
like a little
because
space
sometimes
between
when their
them?
bodies are mushed together, they form one blob. Sometimes you need a little separation. Like there's a lot of fakery on camera, especially from my modeling experience. You always hold your arms away from your body because for some reason humans aren't supposed to have normal width arms, and just you do things differently.
Just kind of playing with different crops.
I liked their crop. Why do
Really?
we have to disagree so much today?
It is following the rule of thirds. I just feel like this isn't necessarily adding anything to the photo.
Oh,
It's a matter of taste. I mean, there are attractive shadows there, but I feel like getting in a little
you-
bit tighter on them would be nice.
will you press Alt? You can un-alt. This is like so dreamy. I think they did a good job.
Well, I think it's a beautiful spot. I would like to just see it done under different lighting conditions. I know with a portrait shoot it can be difficult to schedule that kind
Yeah.
of thing. Like,
Ooh.
I think ideally you'd get there when there was like a fresh mist and like a fog rolling through.
You would?
That would be like the dream time because I feel like they almost have a medieval mood based on her dress
Yeah, it is
and
a
the kind
little
of primitive
medieval.
session. But we're here with just kind of hard lighting and it doesn't necessarily support the mood. So you can do some of that with processing. You can do some of that with timing, but again, with portraiture, you don't always get to control the time. The client tells you when they want their picture taken, and sometimes you just do the best you can
Yeah.
with whatever light you happen to get. You don't get to wait for the perfect light.
Okay.
So I do think it turned out really nice. I'm still in the camp of cropping down that bottom a little bit. Chelsea is not.
I think we get different viewpoints, and that's nice.
I agree. Here we have a combination of two romantic elements, the heart shape and that lock that
That's not a
people
lock.
put on
I
things.
think that's a like electrical thing. See?
I still think it's a lock. Justin, you're the tiebreaker. What is that?
It's just
One of us is going to be really
It looks
mad at
like
you.
a lock to me.
Okay.
Justin. That was really rude. This is clearly not a lock.
No, it's an electrical thing.
Oh,
My
wait,
bad.
it is a lock.
Oh, all right. Justin got you to turn around. I see how it is.
I can't decide because this looks way too thick. I don't know.
It's a lock.
It's the sole lock.
Okay. Cute picture. I like the composition. It feels a little unbalanced at the top, but I don't know that there's room to crop. So
For me, it doesn't convey.
I mean,
Like, okay,
you're right. I didn't have
maybe
a strong feeling
maybe
about
it is a lock, but for me, it looks
Whoa.
really like it looks just like a metal box. It's not like you can see both sides. You can't see where the key goes in. It's like there aren't initials engraved on it or anything.
Yeah, and it's not a sweet-looking lock. It's like a functional lock.
Well, but
Because
also
there are cute little locks that are like red and meant to be put on the gates and stuff when you do the lock
or
thing.
usually there's more than one.
Yeah, but you're right. It just seems like it's locking something.
I mean, that's not the
And that doesn't
photographer's
convey
fault,
romantic.
but just for storytelling purposes, like this didn't seem like a part of the story to me.
Yeah.
But this
I'll
is
agree with that.
this seemed like nice. I don't know who did that, but they were in love, that's for sure.
Maybe even a long exposure would blur the water a little bit and kind of help support the mood.
That's kind of smart. I see where you're going on that one. What?
What do you suggest?
Well, one thing I really like, she has such a cute smile. They both have nice smiles.
Yeah, they have great expressions. I really like their outfits. The door in the back bothered me a little bit.
Let's get rid of that.
I feel like the white balance needs to be, it's a little orange right now. And I feel like it needs some mood. It was just very like incandescent lighting to me.
Yeah, yeah. I do like the colors, but I did think about going.
Do some like split toning or something on it. You're good at that. Make a mood, Chels. Make it happen.
Oh, so much pressure. This is like my go-to. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, we're trying to pull it together, but I feel like it just needs like a +3 on the mood. Just up the mood a
so
little
you're
bit.
ordering one order of +3 on the mood?
Yeah, but I actually feel like the picture is there. Just needs a little bit done with the post-processing. It's too bad we can't see her eyes, just because of the way her hair falls. But
Yeah, I can see that. I don't have things available to me right now to do what I would do, but I know where you're going with it.
I'm gonna kill you.
Remember when you used to joke about killing me all the time? That was sweet.
Yeah, I don't joke about it anymore.
This is a nice picture. Where are they?
I would have preferred him to take his coat off. What
Yeah, you
is the
would.
story here? Why is he whispering? I don't know. I guess that part of the picture isn't conveying that.
I think
do
he's
think it's a
saying,
terribly cute
I
picture.
love you.
I guess so.
That's not what you would say. You would say, I'm going to kill you.
I kind of wish the red pole wasn't there.
Red pole?
Red pole, blue pole. Been trying to hide the fact that I'm colorblind. That wasn't good.
That just...
I don't know. I don't feel like the crop helped.
No, it didn't.
that.
There's no context. Now they're just floating.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about the bad crop. Spit your drinks out.
Spit your drinks out.
There is still something I like about it. The setting is gorgeous. I
I
like,
like it.
her expression. Yeah.
I would just put her Will you click that? You're a dear. You are a dear. Maybe there is flash on this, right?
Is that? Yeah, it does look like there's flash actually. Maybe they required that to kind of balance it with the background.
Yeah, that's
Maybe that's actually part of what's taken away from the mood because the lighting on them is really hard. Maybe just dialing back the flash a little, some negative flash exposure compensation might have helped. You got more in this picture?
I don't know. I like the picture, but I agree with you that just a little bit something else could make it that much better.
Yeah. I think we're actually close to getting through all the pictures today,
Really?
which is something we don't often get to do.
Oh, we're going a little overtime. What a special treat.
Yeah, we started a little late. Okay, so here's an interesting choice. He had to choose between focusing on the flowers or focusing on the eyes. Or I guess he could have cranked up the depth of field a little bit. But it looks like he focused on the, I don't know, actually. I thought he focused on the flowers, but now I zoom in, and everything has kind of a weird artifact to it. What's going on? Oh, there's our metadata. 1/15 of a second is really slow to photograph people. There's a certain unsharpness to it. Don't you think?
1/15 of a second. Maybe just the shutter speed was too slow. There's a lot of mixed light, which is so difficult too. I really dislike working with mixed light because you can get a really warm, weird green color from fluorescent lighting, and then you can have natural light from a window coming in, and once you start mixing it, it's like so difficult to fix.
I hate logos. Had to remove that. Okay, I actually feel better about it now with just a couple of tweaks. I like that.
Okay, he likes it. Oh, these two are adorable.
Yeah, that is really cute.
Their love story is sad.
Their love story is sad?
Yeah, they met in bird prison.
Looking at this, I can see it's a little bit underexposed. I'm just going to crank it up a little bit, get those whites close to white, and then I'm just going to drop those blacks and make it a little more contrasty. If you really wanted to make this romantic shot a little more split toning or processing or some Instagramminess,
Instagramminess.
up it a little bit.
These two are cute. Little
Yeah,
dark.
they're definitely looking at somebody else, though, right?
Story of my life.
You think they?
What?
It's another shot where I feel like it's a posed picture for a different photographer.
Because they're both looking somewhere else.
Yeah. Like it's
There's
like a
that
stolen
logo's
shot.
getting me.
I would definitely clone that logo right out.
They're so sweet.
But I like the processing on it. Good job with the black and white. This picture, clearly deliberate. I really like split eye contact. I just always like that. One person looking at the camera, one person
I do
looking off.
too, but this looks, this picture looks like really harsh to me.
Yeah, it's
Because
actually
it's very bright here and on her chin, and then you're getting this really rough texture on his shirt. It's a beautiful picture. I think I recognize, who's this photographer? Do we know
I
him?
cannot read their watermark.
I felt like we knew that person, but there's so much that I like about it. I love the unusual crop. I love the mixed eye contact. But I'd say the lighting was just really rough.
Yeah, and it's kind of giving her like a Barney Rubble. You know what I mean? It almost looks like she has like a separate mouth or something. I wanted to do that too, to pull the highlights down. If we had the raw file, I think it's probably there. I would pull the highlights down so they're not blown out. But while you were shooting, this would have been a really easy thing to do. Just rotate the couple, like 10, 15
Backs
degrees.
to the sun.
And just get her mouth out of the light, because that is really distracting, the fact that it is so, so bright. You could downplay it some with the raw file, I think. I bet those highlights are still there. Maybe you can recover those highlights.
It's really difficult to try to make the skin match the skin that's in shadow or soften the transition. It can be so hard.
Yeah.
You know what's easier is just having someone there with a gobo.
Yeah.
Diffuse the light
Hold
or
the diffuser up and just
Yeah.
block it. Or, like I said, just rotate them around or move them somewhere else.
if you have a child, children are great at holding those for small amounts of time.
Very, very short amounts of time.
Are we done yet? And then you give them candy or whatever. But
You see it dropping down. And
I'm bad at it too. I'm like, oh, this is so boring.
I
You're
don't.
holding the gobo. You can get a
It's
stand.
funny. I think we bust on the pictures that we like the most, because this is a great picture. It's nice and sharp. The I love the black and white and the treatment of it. I feel like we said, it's a little blown out. That one light catching your mouth throws it off for me, but overall,
Yeah.
I think it's a great picture.
Yeah, I look at it and I think great picture, but they're submitting them to us to be critiqued.
Yeah.
And if they're submitting them to us to say great picture, they're in the wrong place.
Right, well, I'm going to give them 4 stars. I took up 1 star for that weird light on the mouth.
Okay.
Maybe the processing on the eyes, I think.
So, is that it? Oh, this one's beautiful.
Well, this is our last one. So
Okay, let's
we'll
do
go
it.
through this one.
I love, this has like split toning. I love the composition. I love their expressions. The processing matches the mood. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, I like the incredibly shallow depth of field. I don't have the metadata for this, but really shallow depth of field makes it dreamlike. Something they supported the mood of the photo with that. I love it. It seems like a really intimate moment. It feels natural too. Nicely done. Before we head out, you got any comments?
Well, we also have a slide just to remind them that next show we're doing multiple exposures.
I guess I had a little bit of chit chat too. But.
Siobhan, can you please ask Tony, what does he think about the Sigma 30mm 1.4?
I haven't used it.
I haven't either. Sounds good.
Um,
I like Sigma.
We are supposed to be getting the Sigma 24mm 1.4, so we'll compare it to the usual suspects.
Okay.
Did have a couple of questions. This guy on YouTube asks, I'm in the market for a new DSLR. I'm trying to decide between the 5D Mark III and the 7D Mark II. I'm mostly interested in landscape, portrait, nighttime city, and macro photography. So I don't know why, like none of that says 7D.
No,
to
that would
me.
be all Mark III to me.
Yeah, the Mark III is substantially better at all of those things. I would even say a Nikon would be better at, well,
Well, he probably has all the glass for the Canon. That's probably why he's between 2 Canon. Oh, no, new DSLR.
maybe. For the portraiture,
But for
Canon has some
portraiture-
distinct advantages, because of just the Canon 70 to 200 is so
He
awesome.
likes long exposures.
But for night photography, like it's kind of better with a Nikon or even.
The Nikon D810 is so beautiful with the night photography. It just has so much less noise. But
Yeah.
the Canon for portraits is wonderful because they have the 70 to 200.
Yeah. So everybody wants there to be like one camera that's the best at everything, and that's never the case. You almost always have to choose a compromise. So if you're more into portraitures, I would go for the 5D Mark III. If you're more into like nighttime photography,
Yeah.
landscapes and stuff, then I would go the Nikon route. maybe the
Honestly, though,
D810 or
both
the-
of them are great cameras. It's not like...
Yeah, you're splitting hairs.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah.
you probably never notice a difference in your photography. Okay.
Ooh, my God, laughed my butt out. That made me laugh my butt out. That was funny.
Yeah, I think a misplaced preposition is one of the funniest things you can do.
You know what? I should also point out that I mess up stuff all the time. So why am I laughing at anybody? Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah, next week,
Finn.
I will say one last plug for our sponsor, Squarespace. They make this possible. They pay for this. This is why it's free. Squarespace.com/Tony. If you decide to get a portfolio, we don't get a penny. It just lets them know that you watch the show and you support us. Use the coupon code portfolio. We're here every Thursday, 5 o'clock New York City time, Eastern time,
New York
U.S.
City time.
So we will see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Rent stuff.